Thank you, lads, as always, for your lovely input. Binary Dragons, ex-Manatee, kind of two monsters going head-to-head. Teams have been looking really hot when you look at their HLTV pages and how these teams match up. It should make for an interesting BO3, as Farmer, pushing in towards A-Apps, has already got the first pick. Hunter's going to be down and out, and Farmer's just going to sit here underneath porch and wait for the repeat from Nino, which is sure to come out shortly.
Yeah, waiting nice and patiently. Decides actually, you know what? I'm going to be the one to take that fight. It begins to initiate things. There's a bit of damage on towards the opposition before they eventually decide, you know what? Let's just withdraw. Let's just focus on our all-in towards B, as it is going to be a consistent barrage right up through Banana that could lead them out on towards that side. But hold on a second. Seems like they're actually having some double thoughts on that now. Rotating back up towards mid, and fair play to them. They've got a minute on the clock. There's no rush at all for them, Seaside. However, they do have to eventually make a decision and start to work some level of map control. Because when you look at them, they've only got one smoke and two flashes. Aside from that, it's all Kevlar. It's all going to be on these Angels. They've got to win these fights. With Robin and Farmer in these crossfires, you've got to be concerned.
And look at Prez on top balcony. The jump through from Nino. The jumping burst will open up the site as Joxic. A little awkward, but will clean up Farmer, who whiffs a little bit. With Joxic LARPing as a ballerina there. We'll pick up a man advantage for Binary Dragons, plus the bomb planted. So now the retake's in full swing. I don't see a kill on any of these players. As Benji and Robin and Dip are going to try to start this retake. Going to push into the A site. There's one player in pit. Keep your eye on Nino. As there's two players in sight already. It's not going ex-Manatee's way. Binary Dragons finding the kills, finding the gushes. Now they are just going to try to fall back and save this Kevlar. This round is going the Binary Dragons' way. There is most certainly going to be a tech pause the next round. Letney drops out of the servers. Benji finds the one more tap for the road. But this round, regardless of the player dropping, is still going to go Binary Dragons' way.
Yeah, $300 going to be given over towards Dip, I believe it was. And yeah, not that bad after all, as the pause is going to come in, of course, while we wait for Letney to get himself back into this one. I was wondering why he was standing towards the bottom of mid that entire fight, but you know what it is, issues do come up. I'll tell you one issue that's going to come up is I remember us grilling ourselves on the pronunciation of his name and finally getting it right. Like, it took like 2 hours just to get it right. And now I can't remember like, specifically what it is. Letney. Is it? It's not Letney though, is it? That almost feels too easy.
No, it's actually Letney. We're just dumb. Yeah. And Dip is Diphorn, so.
Yeah.
Good old. I don't know why he calls his name Dip. You know, it's kind of like when I hear Dip, I think of like packing a lip. You know, with Dip.
I don't mind Dip though, because Dip's one of those things you can kind of like you can whip it out on the shorthand in that.
A moment's notice.
I see where you're going with that. Let's not go down that path.
You started to walk the road, bro. You want to let people know what's up during this pause, though? Like, what this game really means, I guess, you know?
Well, I mean, what this game is all about. It's the Adria Masters Season 1 quarterfinals. These guys want to progress through this bracket. They want to get themselves that land final spots. And winning this series is the only way to do that. There is no second chance. There is no saving grace. This is your shot. You just got to step up and take it. Of course, Binary Dragons, the team, as you can see in the top right of the screen, came through second place in Group C. Ex-Manatee, the team who topped it off in Group D as well, which to me is no surprise. These Swedes have a lot of raw talent amongst them. I think they lack in team play because they just don't. They're not exactly going to be super well versed. They're not going to have a plethora of kind of just actual structure between them. But what they lack in that, they certainly bring back in just firepower. I mean, I look at Robin, I look at Depan, look at Farmer, Benji, have all the names to be blunt about it. They're all very, very strong and talented individuals. And I think that rounds up towards this impeccable Swedish lineup who have been a force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Whereas Binary Dragons, they also have strong players, but I think they make up a lot more with that team play. So it's two very different styles of CS that are going to be played. The question is, which outmatches which?
The double scout may be what's needed.
Yeah.
I like that. Aim's always nice to have, but if you have even a little bit of coordination with better aim can turn into something. As ex-Manatee gonna go for that double scout. Depart's gonna get boosted on the corner. He's almost able to play that player towards logs. As Binary Dragons, they avoid a catastrophic start to this round. They won't get scouted. You can see Letney just gonna play counter flash here in the corner, while his teammate Emmy is gonna support him. Binary Dragons gain top banana control. They drop the bomb back towards mid as Binary just start to work the default across the map. Now that they have map control, it's all about finding that first pick. And if they can't, we'll see an execution because they still have 4 smokes. So
time is going to begin to tick on down. Decisions have to be made for this Bind Dragon side as they find themselves not only one entry, but a chance for a second. But scrap that, because Farmer at a CZ is going to do a whole lot of work. The scout now at the palm starts to tag away, finds himself a connecting shot on towards Letley before then looking for a swift second follow-up. Robin, of course, going to be tucked in towards these barrels, just going to peek on up when the time is right. That gets him not only one, but damage on towards the second before Emmy and Joxic both secure trades. Ex-Manatee, they are just going to bow to this one. There is a chance, but it's very thinly veiled.
Yeah, Farmer with the UMP. He's pushing in towards Coffins. He's just playing just outside of church, waiting and hoping someone pushes him. It looks like he is content to just sit here, give Benji the first peek with the scout. Joxic has to be careful about how he peeks this. The scout now posted on his position. As Benji's going to slowly work his way in. There's a kit on him, so this is doable. Just has to hit the first shot. Not going to be the case. Emmy with the height advantage cleans it up. As Farmer falls, getting caught, trying to rotate out towards CT to save the UMP. 2-0 for Binary. They'll buy up the MAC-10 onto Hunter. He's going to go on a little bit of a farming spree, if you will. While ex-Manatee will have to just stick it out with some P250s until they can get a full buy in the next round. But a great start from Binary. It started with the aggressive pistol and kind of transitioned to the nice safe default. Just pick apart ex-Manatee with who really only had pistols and a couple scouts.
Nade's gonna roll on out and do a lot of damage here as Emmy and Nina both claim themselves some lives, as it is going to be 2 plays to fall and damage in a hefty chunk on towards Farmer upon as well. Molotov to follow up on towards the corner. Binary Dragons, they're building up just towards the B here. Here it's pretty much simple execution for them. Just going to clear out their angles, try and take this site and basically minimize the losses they take. Right now, they've done a pitch-perfect job at doing what they need to do. If they can take this down through the entire round as well, happy days for them. They saved everything. They've maximized their economy. They've really kind of grown into this game.
As soon as you said happy days, I started singing happy days to the song.
Good song.
Happy days. Yeah, it's really good. It's a good show. If you haven't seen it, nothing compares in newer television to the classics. Yep.
Also, other shows are available.
Yeah.
Not biased at all.
But you gotta watch Happy Days, man. At least
Yeah,
once.
it's a good show.
At least once.
You gotta give that a try, right? If you don't have a taste for Happy Days, then, I mean, is life really worth living?
I don't know. That's a question for
Ex-Manatee,
the jury.
They kind of realize what's up. They have no idea what we're talking about. They're confused. They're sitting there going, we don't have this show in Sweden. What do you mean? And for that,
it's a
they were all
shame.
full.
That and All in the Family. That's all I gotta say about old television. A.K.A. Archie Bunker. That's all I got. 3-0.
You out.
Yeah, I'm out. Drops mic. Ex-Manatee have 4 rifles, 1 UMP, and they're very light in the pockets. They had 2 smokes, and one's already gone. So they have a molly and a smoke left. Hunter's going to push close to his corner, and he is going to catch Farmer off guard until Joxic, well, he's going to put him to bed early, tucks him in, gives him a little kiss, as Joxic's going to try to jump in pit. Before he does so, we'll take care of the lane player. That's Benji. And Robin, he's now in the quick rotation, but Binary Dragons have found the entry, and it would have been clean if that TK didn't come through. As Krez gets Molly out of position, he's in an awkward spot, and this should be an easy kill for Emmy momentarily, and it will be, as ex-Manatee just continue to get picked apart from Binary Dragons.
Getting better and better right now. The Molotov going to be blocked by the face of Emmy, just staring the fire and the flames right in the eyes as he just locks down another Tapan, the last man standing, trying to save anything he can into this round. M4, it's better than nothing, right? I think that's what has to be said at this point. Binary Dragons had a really comfortable start.
Cozy. Kind of like Crocs with socks. Comfortable.
Honestly,
Envious.
like the moment I just had, you have no idea what. I have to let this out now because the really awkward pause, right? You gotta fill it with something. You know when you try to sneeze and you try and like slam away for that mute button?
I just have a push to talk, so I just let it go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, right, I have open mic, so I can like kind of let the voice rip. Trying to find a mute button, you just can't reach it. That's a problem. And that really awkward moment when you kind of you don't want to sneeze, so you don't sneeze, but then you get that weird like
The itch.
yeah, the weird like it's horrible, man.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here now, it's
Binary
like, ew.
I hate sneezes, dude, especially on cast.
Yeah.
I like to yawn a lot, because I can't control my diaphragm. But when I get that down pat, I'll stop yawning.
Talking
but it is
about yawning and
4-0,
throwing
yeah.
things, frag grenade, that's a lot of
Yep.
damage, and yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Could have been better, but they'll take what they can get when they're on a couple sets of armor and some pistols. as the bomb is going to be down bottom. Banana, Binary Dragons, similar setup to what they ran previously. They get banana control for free this round due to ex-Manatee not having much to challenge and contest it. One player apps, one player mid. So nothing crazy for Binary Dragons. They're playing it safe. They're giving room for the UMP to work. As Depart actually gets a dink through the wall. That would have been a Juan Dig, but Joxic is getting lucky.
Yeah, a lot of damage to be done there still, though. I mean, it's still... I'm gonna crack at it. Hunter and Co. will find themselves just a few more with his SMGs. As Kreese and Benji are gonna try and just basically stay standing while not feeding the machine at this point, right? They don't want to just become another cog in this giant nesting egg that Binary Dragons are beginning to build on up. It just would be so disastrous for them as this machine just continues to plow through them right now. Bear in mind, Binary Dragons are going to be 5-0 after this round concludes. So it's two storylines in itself. Not only are you talking about this kind of just rampaging monster that is the BD side, but then you're also talking about their economy, which is just so plentiful.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job of managing that. The last 2 rounds, they've kept 5 members alive, and this is going to be another round where they keep 5 alive and get number 5 on the board. There's already over $12,000 on 2 players, and they don't really have to rebuy much other than a little bit of utility. So it's looking really good for Binary Dragons at the start. ex-Manatee will finally get the op pressure out on Benji, and they'll have a little more utility than their previous rifle round. So they've ticked over that max loss bonus. They'll get the op, they'll get the kits, get the head armor. Still lacking a couple mollies, flashes, and such, but they do have what's required for them to just hold off Binary Dragons, slow their roll, slow their default, and actually contest upper banana if they really wish. But even just one molly will do the job, so they don't even have to peek it. But it looks like Binary Dragons are going to be heading towards mid instead. Farmer's under porch, and Benji's here with the op. He's going to get full blind. It just takes a pot shot, and it will land. As Farmer's going to peek at the exact same time, so good trades for ex-Manatee. They come out with a man advantage, deal damage to Letney. Binary Dragons, we'll see how they reel this one back.
I like this though from Binary Dragons. Sure, they're at a disadvantaged spot, but they are playing with confidence.
Oh, he got body blocked.
Yeah, nice little body block. You know, your teammate just wants to see you burn the flame sometimes. As it is going to be a little bit more damage to be done. Binary Dragons have themselves an opportunity to push up through long. Ankle still is going to be held in check by Robin. They begin to peek on out nice and wide. Smoke acting as the perfect block. They don't want to go through that or not, though. A very tough question to ask. And he's just going to actually take the wander through. Robin holding the angle, though. Headshot. Will be connected. 40 seconds left. Going for the wraparound. See if they can take advantage of Depan. How is he approaching this site? Playing into construction. He knows full well the reverse push is going to be coming in thick and fast. Joxic looking to basically catch him with the backstab. Depan clocks on that, spins back around again, gets the 1 versus 1, finds the head of Joxic. The bomb now has to go down. 20 seconds to spare. Letney knows that the plant is all or nothing. He uses the Molotov to secure it. He's got 2 players ready to eat him alive.
So I stand corrected. He wasn't body blocked, but I think seeing his teammate maybe made him panic, because it could have been one of those split-second decisions where, is that a teammate or an enemy? And then he kind of jumped into the wall and the molly spread into the corner, so he kind of got spooked. He could have got spooked. Maybe didn't want to jump into his teammate and just got stuck in the corner. ex-Manatee will pick up the round, and they delayed the bomb plant. Actually, that's a nice little minor thing to notice. They're not in the bomb, or slow the bomb plant so they can pick up the op for free. So the op will get retrieved back in ex-Manatee's hands. He'll be back in Benji's arms. You won't have any utility behind it. Binary Dragons obviously still have a full massive buy, as they have a big bank built up. And Deparn's getting aggressive. Shut down from Emmy right away, as this is just going to be an all-out aggressive round from ex-Manatee, knowing they don't have too much to work with. And it is just going to be a brawl, pushing down mid, pushing down banana. And they will come out again with a man advantage, as Farmer's going to fall back. Good timing on the smoke. It hit Hunter, but I think Hunter is content to just walk through it. No fear. As ex-Manatee are going to rotate 1 player over, so that's going to be Krez. Or Kraz, as it could be said as well. But Farmer going to deal with him. Or going to deal with Hunter. So it's all on Letney in a 1v3. It looks like Krez is about to peek him.
Fortunately, we'll take the fight. That's going to spell the end of his days. The Dragons are starting to lose the hold they have on this game. 2 now to be claimed in succession for ex-Manatee, and I think a lot of it comes down to these kind of balls-to-the-wall aggressive rounds where they really just try and be so sporadic. But that's not repeatable. So I do want to see some level of structure now come out from the CT side and see what they can do when they have to play some normal rounds, because you can't just be pushing everything 24/7.
Yeah, it can turn into an issue, really. It's Krez. What are we calling him? We call him Krez or Kraz? What are you thinking?
I honestly, headless works for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he did just lose his dome, so yeah, that's a good name. Robin has to be careful of how he approaches this. He knows they've lost a player towards A, so he almost feels obligated to find a refrag. And they're actually sticking around after it gets one. So ex-Manatee really want to take this head-on approach, and Dipar gets boosted. Great peek from Nino. It's one of the easiest shots you'll probably see him hit all game as he just wide swings out, spots the head, and takes Dipar down. Nice thing about being behind logs is you can't really see into cubby when you get that boost. So it's an easy swing for him. As Robin's alone towards B. Binary Dragons know this, but they're also banking on ex-Manatee rotating a player over. And that's exactly what's happening.
40 seconds left on the clock now. Benji has to get himself into position here. It seems like ex-Manatee have a very comfortable read on how they want to play this round, but at the same time, Binary Dragons will still try and catch them off guard with that A switch up. They decide to send that bomb backed up with the rest of those teammates, and that is going to cause a bit of a problem now as the rotates are coming in yet again for the Swedes, but they're also sending Robin aggressive down Banana. That's a call I don't agree with. Sure, they want the information, but now, instead of being in a 3 versus 4 situation that was workable, they're left in a much harsher spot. You can argue that Hunter and Emmy are both so low, but even then, I think the save is more beneficial here, to be honest, for ex-Manatee. We'll go with an AWP and a rifle guaranteed instead of nothing at all. It does give Binary Dragons their 6th and basically restock their coffers, considering they had around $10,000 on a few of their players going into this round. So do you think there's that part that's dangerous? But at the same time, having the AWP and the rifle is still a big win for the Swedes going into this next round as well. They could have nothing otherwise.
Yeah, Kraz can actually muster a buy together. Benji will be able to drop a UMP, so I think they're gonna, if they keep both weapons, if they lose one, it's hard to justify a buy, but I think if they keep the ops, especially the op in play, they can justify a buy in the next round. Everyone from Binary Dragons will get out of there, so they keep 4 alive. Take a look at the money. Yeah, Krez can arguably get a good buy on the board. Benji can drop one, so can Farmer. Yeah, they're going to justify a buy here 100%. So UMPs come out, the M4 and op will be in play. Binary Dragons slowly but surely taking the dog for a walk, aka the lead. That's his name, Lead the Dog. And Binary Dragons are taking him on a little bit of a stroll. They're up 6-2. But look at Emmy, he's 10-3. That man is having a hell of a game right now. I'm just looking at the scoreboard and I'm blown away by how well he's playing early on.
Yeah, really just doing so much for his team as he stands up on a pedestal, continues to try and push them forward, championing their name. Flags to follow, support to be rallied. And it's all well and good having that support, having that faith. But rounds are everything. You've got to keep getting them together. Little utility being used over on towards the safe side right now. Fights are to be forced. Farmer going to find the first, goes for the second as well. Benji with a huge shot with the AWP, trying to still cut them down. Farmer will be there from the elevated fight. Benji getting caught off guard by Hunter, who swings out nice and wide on the site. Kraz nearly getting taken down right through the smoke of Library. Has enough time to buy himself a little bit more of an opportunity to reposition, but not long before Letney can take down Farmer over in pit. The bomb is going to be planted. And that is going to put ex-Manatee in a very hard spot. The UMP creating a bit of a stir up in towards Apps. Robin, the man to do the damage. Brings it full circle back to a 2 versus 2. The AWP staring down in towards pit. But there is not that much time for them to play with. Kreese has to push in now with this M4. Starts to spray away, gets himself the first headshot. But Robin, you've got to support him here. You've got to help your teammate as he swings out nice and wide. Kreese again getting the 1 versus 1 there. Somewhat supported by Robin as he gets straight on that defuse while Robin runs away trying to scarper up all of that utility.
Yeah, Kraz is nuts. Great wide swings from him to clean up those frags. It was looking really good for Binary Dragons when they're able to just get the... they get picked early, but the spammability of the sight boxes is just really what led to Binary Dragons finding the op on site, threw a smoke to clean up the pit player with his Benji with his op. And then it was looking really good for Binary, but then the UMP found a kill. Robin picks up the op, and just a huge round from Kraz to clean up that round. So 6-3. Bomb planted, though, so that's $800 plus. So they don't have to take a save. They still have $7,000 out on Nino. The Binary Dragons will get another buy. ex-Manatee this time have mollies, flashes, as I normally say. Everything they need for success, because you might have the tools for success, but it won't work out. Like, I know I have the looks, but I don't have the body, if that makes sense. You know what I mean, Flake?
Just because you got the tools does not mean you got to use them.
I have good-looking eyes. That's about it. So, yeah. Thanks,
Don't worry, we appreciate your eyes. You know, other people aren't what we do.
Thanks.
It's all good. You got family here. It's all good.
Thanks, bro.
Smoke to go down in towards mid. A passing gift to be thrown out towards Joksik, basically saying, you know what, I'm from the fray and I'm going to teach you how to save a life. As he is just going to be blocked off, disallowing him to do any work with that AWP in the early seconds of the round, and instead forcing him into a bit more of a late game role, which is always a very tough spot for an AWP to be in, bear in mind. You've really started to stress your positioning, and your impact starts to become in almost a bit of a cookie cutter role, right? You aren't suitable for everything, but in very specific scenarios, you can be pivotal to those late side takes.
Smoke's going to go out towards CT. Binary Dragons are going to go. It's a full-blown execution with one lurker towards... Oh, he got CS. Letney just got CS. The smoke bounces in a little bit of a gap as Dipard, easy frags for him first oranges. He gets the first, looking for Nino. He won't find it. If this round doesn't go Binary Dragon's way, I think they might heavily blame the smoke bouncing on the molly, which you hate to see, as Nino's going to jump up towards Dark, play the high ground. As ex-Manatee have one man advantage in this retake. The clock is ticking. There's two kits as Nino evens it back out into a 3v3. Through the molly goes his teammate. As it's all on Hunter, 1v2. There's a smoke, actually, I think. I know a molly to be thrown momentarily, but Hunter doesn't care. He's going to peek into it. Leaves it all on Robin. He's trying to bait out Hunter, but Hunter plays it so well to get a 3K. So the smoke bouncing off the molly aside, Binary Dragons will clean it up in the end, but interesting.
Yeah, those smoke bugs kind of are infuriating to see, I'm not gonna lie. It really...
Was
it
there a
kind of
gap
saps
in
away
it,
from
though?
the round.
Was there a hole
I'm
in
not
the
sure.
molly
Those
that he
are the
hit?
situations
It
that
looked
I
like it,
want
right?
to... Like, I wish you could... Basically, you have to grab the demo and slow it right down to, you know, 0.10 times speed or whatever it may be, and basically follow the smoke to really analyze, is it a smoke bug? Is it that, again, kind of causing problems and cropping up, or is it just he missed it? You know, I've seen many times where it has just been proven that, in fact, was missed. Either way, let's not miss out on the action too much. Let's put that into the history books. You know, it's something we can look back to in the past and reflect upon, but at the same time, history is for history. The future is what you have to make out of it. Benji living up to that. The Deagle peeks around the corner, bends a shot on towards Emmy, and they're really starting to make something of this round. Nino finally responds for this T-sire, but it's looking a little lackluster. They've got to actually get onto the site. The Tech-9 makes sweet work of Benji, but not before Kreese and his CZ can, yet again, slipstream in towards apartments and cause a bit of a problem.
They gave so much room to these arch players. Letney is going to catch one player rotating. A good trade from Dipard, so it is all on a 1v2 again. This time it's not Hunter. It's on Joksik, who has an op. He has utility. Dipard is going to upgrade the UMP to an AK. The bomb is ticking. And look at this positioning from Joksik, walking around arches late. And the bomb's planted for him as well. This is such a smart play from Joksik. He's going to catch Dipard off guard. Oh, but Dipard spins on him. The Tech-9 has failed Joksik. And if he takes the peek with the op there, he might be able to clean that one up. But instead, ex-Manatee will get number 4 in a round when they only had pistols.
I got a game for you to play. All right,
I like
you gotta figure out. Letney, look at his name. Now over the course of this series, I want you to figure out, and by all means, everyone at home get involved too. You can tweet it, the hashtag #efrag or something. They'll let you know what to tweet it with. What brand can you make out of Letney's name? That's the quiz for you. Work it out. For now, we're gonna move into this round, but I want that to play on your mind. It's a fun question. It seems really obvious, and it is really obvious, but you won't realize it until the end. Meanwhile, Dupont taking a lot of damage to a frag grenade, though, to bring it back to the present. Knocked down to 55 HP from a very well-placed nade, actually, getting right round the corner on towards the back end of Sandbags. Second mid is going to be taken control of, as expected, by Binary Dragons. As right now, ex-Manatee, they went for the 3-banana setup in the early few seconds. Then they sent their rotator back over on towards A to basically prod up long and make sure that if Binary Dragons do decide to go for any sort of A-split play, that there is going to be a UMP there to inflict some pain and punishment.
So it's intel. Thanks, chat.
Oh, damn it, chat. God
Chat's
damn it.
helping me out. But I actually thought you were taking this like a creative route, like Letney, okay? It's a knee brace. That's the way I was gonna.
Nah, I was just cheating because Switch definitely didn't DM me on Twitter with that or anything.
That's okay. I was gonna take it the knee brace way and go Letney, so he's supporting knees.
That would have been quite creative. Unfortunately, I'm just
Yeah.
not that smart, so...
It's okay. Binary Dragons
It is
get
what
the
it is.
opener, though. And Farmer's playing this corner. He's about to peek into it, just a whole mess ton of Binary Dragons members, and Hunter's going to refrag immediately, so he won't get too much off that porch peak. Leaves it all on Benji, who's arch sign, about to get shut down momentarily by Emmy, but Emmy has the bomb. Or excuse me, not Emmy, by Letney. I'm going a little crazy when it comes to inverts. Got me thinking too much. It looks like they're going to allow ex-Manatee members to rotate through arch for free. Letney's going to play the corner, and he peeks, but he'll go down. Now it's a 3v3 retake, Flakes.
How do those shots not come in from Lightning? They're disastrous stuff. Because they are going to look to see if Lightning will strike down twice. Kreese is going to be there to lead the charge up on towards the site. Smoke on towards the bomb. Then swings back into gear as then he is going to still be playing towards behind it. The barn, of course. Oh, so risky. Emmy goes for the spray down. Connects both the shots. Benji with the EDP. He's still going for this one. Glass the second as well. Leads it to a 1 versus 1. Runs for the kit. Does he have time? That is the sound of sweet, sweet giving all up. He's going to have to run for the hills, and that is so unfortunate for Benji. He tried so hard to make that work. Well, that's that done and dusted. Binary Dragons, another round for them on this T-side of Inferno. I'm worried when I see a T-side Inferno team get to 8 rounds, honestly, because I still hold that, sure, the map is changing, but 8 rounds on the T-side of Inferno that's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, after they pick up this round 9, it's going to be a lot, too. I think it's round 13, ex-Manatee, that's 1 round loss, right? So that's 1,400. Instead of going for a double save, they had enough to get the op. They're going to go for it. But the CTs haven't really had a chance to get their economy rolling. The most rounds they've won in a row is 2. Then they've gotten immediately reset every time. And Binary Dragons being on the T side, getting these bomb plants, just allow them to keep getting these buys. Although it includes a UMP, it's still going against 2 pistols, a couple UMPs, a couple of their brethren, and 1 op. Binary Dragons are coming out on top of these straight rounds. The farm gets caught spraying through the smoke, as there's just a slight gap in it there in Cubby. And Binary Dragons are already starting off on the right foot. They got the first one.
Robin positioned himself just on the corner of mid. Hunter lays a trap, and Kreese waltzes right into it. Gets himself a comfortable reward. Doubles down for a second as well. Don't just feed it to him, at least make him work for it. As Robin nested into a corner, but again, Emmy just gets the easiest one tap of his life there. So unfortunate right now the way this is unfolding for the ex-Manatee lineup. Inferno looking like a bit of a struggle. This round is going to come to a very fateful end. 9-4, just as you mentioned. This 10th, also feeling likely. Look at the money of ex-Manatee. It's still completely crushed. And I have to go into this 15th round as their one final stand. 11-4 on the cards, but they're contesting this. They've brought up a UMP completely on Robin, and they're spending a fair chunk as well on the rest of their players.
Well, even with 3-round loss, assuming they lose this round, it's not enough for M4s comfortably, so it's going to be another UMP buy in the next round if this one ends up not going their way, and already it's starting off again. An opening pick for Binary Dragons. Robin sandbags in a rough place. Stefan will trade it out with his Deagle, and he's going to progress to try to find more info. It's mainly have 3 members there towards B, and I think Binary Dragons got a good read on that. Without enough bullets and noise coming their way, so Binary Dragons just going to push into the A site, no fear. They're not even going to clear pit, so they have a really good idea about what's going on, and these players are just going to get shut down. Dip aren't in a 1v4. He may be Swedish, but he's no Swedish chef, and he's in a 1v4 with an AK, so it's a lot to get done.
Tries to slice and dice, only gets himself 1, as unfortunately he's going to end up cutting himself, and that's going to be him off to the burns orders. Drugstick is going to eventually punish him. Need to at least a little bit of damage to be done. Still though, 10-4, and that's what really concerns me right now. It's just the possibility of an 11-4 half with Binary Dragons going on towards their CT side. I feel like ex-Manatee, they come into their own when they're on their T side, so it's 2 very different perspectives, but yeah, things are going to be up in the air, suffice to say, going into that 16th. That pistol round, of course, going to be a big part of it. The Deagle sprays down Banana. Pistols, well, we talked about the pistol round, but they're just important in this round as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very similar buy, but this time ex-Manatee actually come out on top thanks to Robin's Deagle. Hunter's holding for anyone to... Oh, poor bro.
Save the chickens, like, it's just not okay.
I hate to see
how many chickens get slaughtered every day on Inferno? So many chickens.
Probably way too many. I wish there's a stat for that, actually. Like, I wish Valve tracked that, but kills a chicken. which makes me sad. But he is just going to hold for a push from A-Apps while Robin's going to use his deagle, try to create a little bit of havoc here towards Banana. Baiting for Diparn again. This has been figured out before. That Molly's just going to separate them, and it's going to be pretty much the same cut and dice kind of round from Binary Dragons, where Diparn's going to get nothing for that position. That's twice in a row he's done it, and the exact same thing has happened twice.
Yeah, rinse, repeat it, and somehow still get away with it. Robin nearly eyeing up Kreese there, deciding, actually, hold on a second, do I want to have a try at that? Do I want to have a crack at it? See if I can land that shot? That's only my teammate, don't need to worry about that, as then he still has to line up, of course, to what really matters. The onslaught of Binary Dragons. The smoke perfectly lined up. Kreese got to get on that box. Plays around the coffin, of course, and puts someone right into it as he then doubles down for a swift little second. Letney finally connects at least one for this T-side to try and toy with. Molotoving off as well, Robin, forcing him to go nice and wide. That Kreese in his UMP does so much in that round. A quadra kill for him, pushing ex-Manatee forcefully through to their 5th. 10-5, not what we were looking for, not what we wanted, but it's what we shall receive. Now they got to work with it.
Work it, work it, work it, work it. Man, you're just popping up a ton of songs in my cranium today.
Oh no, you used the word cranium. That's been like barred from the vocabulary.
Into my cranium, bro. It's radical. Binary Dragons going for a banana challenge. 3 players here. It's very typical now of Inferno for CT sides to do it. You can see why, as Joxic is stuck behind barrels, but he's going to be able to get behind a broken wall, get the reload in. The flank comes through from Hunter, so he spots both players there. As Diparn's going to try to chase him down, but he has help from Letney on the corner. Good shot from Diparn, and Benji cleans up the second, so a gush and a cleanup. And look at the HP here on Binary Dragons. 1 bullet apiece, and the dome will take him down.
That's what it's all about now. It's the game of headshots. They've got to channel their inner scream and basically hope their aim was refined enough to be able to land these shots. They've got a flash grenade as well in play. Benji going to use that to try and buy the peek on towards Benji. Oh, tax down Joxic, in fact. So low, 1 HP. Meanwhile, Emmy takes the face-first fight up against Diparn. It's going to be a fist, but one that does land right in the chin, and that is going to enable them to pick up that frag and try and now overwhelm Benji together. As one tight unit, 53 HP is all that he has to play with. That's enough to survive maybe a few chest shots here and there, but a headshot really is what he cares about, as he's going to have to peek up to this corner eventually. Faces one, gets it, but the double peek is going to overwhelm him. Long defuse. Joxic going to run it down to the wire.
This is going to be tight.
I think he's got it, right? Yeah, he's got it.
Last second, yeah. I wish it shows us, yeah, 0.2 seconds, so
0.2
that
seconds.
was tight. 1 HP in 0.2 seconds. Fitting. Fitting. Great double peek from Binary Dragons, though. I guess I'll touch on that. When they were in the 2v1, they knew one player was extremely low. They knew they had a double face. They couldn't afford to have one player stick the bomb, one player play the corner. And good thing they both peeked at the same time. Otherwise, that would have spelled disaster. So 11 of 5. Ex-Manatee get the bomb planted, so it's going to be the typical just upgrade pistols. Although with this scoreline, you could have justified a force buy here. That's Krez. He's going to take some damage early. Or Kraz, I should say, is the desk called. They know him better than I do, as Nino's going to nade down Robin. So Binary Dragons is using UMPs, utility, and rifles to its fullest right now. It's Joxic, just a nice, easy peek for him. Binary Dragons are surely going to be up to 12. Ex-Manatee will get a buy around 18, though.
Making some money as well. Bear in mind, the Deagle going to start to try and see if he can do some work through the smoke. Of course, Benji looking to basically give an early Christmas present over on towards his opposition. Binary Dragons basically saying, you know what, just keep hip firing. Eventually a few shots will land, and so they shall. A double kill for Benji to total things out. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, he's taking a bit of chalk. He's marked it on the stone, and it's just been washed away. Nobody really cares. It doesn't really change anything. It's a little tiny amount of rebuy, sure, and maybe it plays into the arms of why Binary Dragons have one more UMP than what they would have had, but I still argue it's not really all that important. The difference now will be whether Benji can do something with the AWP. That's what matters. Can he be that Swiss Army knife for ex-Manatee?
There's no Swiss playing in this game, but they might be able to purchase a Swiss Army knife, if that's what you're getting at. Although I don't think you were taking it that road. I took it that road.
Do you know the saying? No?
Isn't it EU
I'll be over here. I'll be over here. It's fine. Don't worry. It's all good.
All right. I know the saying, Swiss Army knife. I'm just teasing you. 'Cause it's super easy. And it's something I like. I like it. 12-5, op out on Benji. Has no utility whatsoever. And look at ex-Manatee. I mean, they can't really afford an execution, right? I mean, they have 2 flashes. There's no smokes. There's no mollies. the only thing they really have going for them is the pure out AKs trying to get the opener. But Bayern Dragons, knowing that they still have some UMPs, going to play some tight angles. There's a UMP on site holding towards balcony. There's a player on balcony itself. So ex-Manatee might be a little confused as to why they're given mid control, as Joxic is just going to fall back to lane and hold arches from there.
Robin starting to inch things forward, beginning to need a way at long. Corner by corner, angle by angle. They will give themselves a chance. 1-4 trade. Joxic and Farmer both going to clash heads. Nino will do just the same. Hunter repeating yet again. Misfortune cards will be turned. Death comes up. No matter what you top deck, doesn't mean it's quite going to unfold. Benji with the AWP strikes back from above. The UMP flank. This is so crafty. Denies the plant. Benji is going to get a second chance to go for it. But Letney, he just has to hold the angle now. Benji, you got to be so quick, and you're not quite quick enough.
The opening one he got to sight was sick. He just flat out peeked the corner and killed the player in sight as quick as he saw him. But that's going to put Bayern Dragons on 13. Ex-Manatee will get 3-round loss, 2 bomb plants within that. You're down 13. Honestly, it's either going to be a half buy or full buy here. I don't think they can justify a full save in this situation. You're down 13-5. You really have to at least put something on the board, some kind of challenge into these rounds. So 13-5.
I feel like you just start looking at the scoreline, as you say, and basically, you know what, we have to do something here. If we just bow out, what's going to happen is we're going to bow out to us losing this map. And you just have to give up and move on to the second. And I don't think that's an attitude you ever really want to take. You have to keep on fighting. The fight is never over. The fight's only over until you eventually hit the deck, and that's when the series is lost. Use Tech 9s? Yeah, sure. It's very, very low odds they actually make it out into towards B. They're walking into a rule that is very one-sided. They've effectively just been jumped by a bunch of guys. But it doesn't matter, because they had a crack at it.
Well, now they'll get another buy. That's going to be 4-run loss. They still can't really justify... Okay, they are going to go for it. So I was going to say, maybe just get utility. Get all rifles. Maybe try to stop forcing the op until you're in a comfortable position to do so, but they're going to force it anyway, so Diparn will pick it up. And we'll see if he can actually have an impact with it. The T-side op on the Benji has had a little impact. When it's come down to it, it hasn't worked out for him. But this time they will have more utility. They'll have a molly of some smoke, so they can go for an execution, and they can afford to play this kind of pick style. But not if you're allowed to let Joxic just walk down mid. The op doesn't spot it due to the way Joxic walked down right side. The op was holding Boiler. So just like that, Binary get the opener. And they're going to aggress down Banana. Although they have a one-man advantage, this may be interesting from Binary. Okay, so they traded out. That's what's most important. If they lose both players there, that is a nail in the forehead.
Yeah, not going to be good at all. I have to be very careful with the positioning here as well. Oh. Binary Dragons, you just can't give them a break, can you? You can't give them a moment to have a crack at a round. Instead, you've got to whip out the brutal boosts, the ones that give you so much. Because not only is it just one frag, and you may argue one frag, that's 1 for 1, that's not a problem. It's the information this CT side have just wholeheartedly been able to sell themselves. They know now the cross is coming in, the AWP is going to hold the angle, that's another pick more than likely going in favor. Kreese, he actually gets away with it, sure. But you've got that player Banana to be such a huge problem for this Crocs. Joxic as well will come in from behind. I'm not feeling good at all right now for the ex-Manatee lineup.
Kress has to do so much. He has to kill the split, and he will, but he's going to get tagged down to 6. Binary Dragons, we're taking it up on B can be difficult. Joxic's coming from CT, and both players from ex-Manatee just evacuate the site. Now that's a play, as they're both going to sit towards Coffin's side. Kraz is going to take first contact as Letney slowly starts shot caught with a nade, and that may just spell disaster. He will get shut down from Joxic, but Benji can just sit here, molly on the bomb, but there's a smoke on Joxic, who also doesn't have a kit. So he's going to extinguish it and try to bait out Benji. As Benji makes some noise, shoots at the bomb, but Joxic's out. So ex-Manatee get it done. The 2 players towards Coffins will solidify and pick up the round. So 14-6. They're getting somewhere, but only keeping 1 member alive. This buy is going to be very reminiscent to their first rifle round where they're lacking some flashes. I think they had 2 flashes at one point. That's it when they went into the site. So it's going to be we're having some bad flashbacks to that moment.
Well, see, here's the thing as well, right? Even if, or as we saw, they won it out in a 1 versus 1 clutch. Their economy isn't ship-shape by a long shot. They have very rough utility going into this, and a UMP still in play on towards Robin. So meanwhile, Binary Dragons, they have so much shit, so they're forced to go for these big all-in plays where they basically run through the flames and give up a double kill to a Molotov. And it's kind of almost rookie mistakes starting to take hold now, if you think about it, for the ex-Manatee lineup, because they're forced into desperation. And in life, in general, mistakes show when you're forced into a box. And ex-Manatee, that's where they are right now. 2 rounds is all the difference. Binary Dragons, that's all they're looking for to close this one out.
Yeah, ex-Manatee wanted to challenge Top Banana at a bit of a faster pace than they normally do, but this time Binary Dragons double mollied it and smoked behind them. Normally they do the opposite, where they smoke top and double molly deep, or they single molly deep or single nade. It's something to keep ex-Manatee back. This time Binary Dragons, they hear the footsteps close to Top Banana by the time they go throw their smokes and nades, and they just select to throw the double mollies. So 2 players burn. Farmer, look at this lurk though. He has teammates with him, so all 3 have actually gotten up arch side, and Hunter's gonna shut this down by himself. Hunter gets 2, and did Deparn just shoot his body for good measure? Did you notice that?
Yeah,
He's like, why are you here, Hunter? And he kept shooting his body. And now he's not gonna check his corner, so joke's on him, really.
Yeah,
he just shot himself. Like I'll show you, I'll shoot your body and not check corners. So that's embarrassing. And now they're gonna be on barely anything for this round. So whew. What up now, Swedes? Too soon, dude? Yeah, maybe. I've always wanted to say that, and now I actually am in a situation to do so. So
I feel like you're right, though, in fairness to you. It's good timing.
It's a fair comment.
What can they actually do here? They're getting slayed already by Joxic, who's facing so confidently down towards mid. The repeats are almost certainly going to be coming in. Emmy just doing that work towards Banana. Here's Joxic again with his A to P beginning to bear down on them. Hunter finds just another. Joxic connects that follow-up shot on towards Benji. Farm is the last man standing in a 1 versus 5. If there ever was a time that saying gotta be whipped out, it was pretty well timed, yeah.
Hey. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Farmer's gonna fall. Binary Dragons just running over the competition here on Inferno. The next map